Okay, so to get started, what are your, oh, perhaps who you are and what health problems did you have before you started this project 2 weeks ago?
Yes, so I'm Amanda. I go by Amanda Sophia, and I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 2021 early. And since then, I'm just healing whatever happened with that first flare up that I had at that time. Um, but I have been in remission, but I do notice that I have had lingering, just like I guess, psychological traumas that are all associated with it. I think my condition is a lot based upon um, chronic stress that is combined with a lot of other biological issues, including a pathogen, I would say, a virus. Potentially, actually, we haven't tested, so there's no way to know if it's really from mono, but um, the theory is I got mono when I was 15, and so we're looking at the data that states that the newly released scientific journal that said that everybody that was tested had mono when they were mono was the impetus of their multiple sclerosis, and so that is a potential. However, my doctor did not test me for that because it doesn't matter. Um, and so, I think my first flare up was like my face went numb. First time, half my face went numb, and that's how you know it's a brain problem because it's only half of your face. So it's one hemisphere of your brain. And then it was numbness and tingling on my other side of my hand. And it's lesions on my brainstem, my medulla, and other places that have since been shown to have healed through food and healthy lifestyle choices that I've initiated since my first incident. So, um, yeah, multiple sclerosis. I mean, as far as symptoms, sometimes I get like spasticity and tingling, heat issues, heat regulation issues, and fatigue mostly. But ever since I started using the Chi, I
Be specific.
so the Chi Sun. I used the Chi Sun for 2 weeks, and at first I wasn't sure what it would do for me because I'm pretty much in remission, and you know didn't have anything specific necessarily bothering me. However, um, after using it, I became more aware of parts of my body that were more in distress than I realized, um, especially my nervous system, because one of the first sensations that I noticed with it um, was a nervous, anxious feeling. And so the way that I interpreted how it's working is it's like enhancing that feeling that's too subtle to notice, and it brings it to your awareness. And then you're able to be like, oh, I'm aware of it now. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. Um, so it sort of like bubbles up certain things in my body. And when I use it, like I would maybe feel a little bit of like a sensation in my head. I wouldn't say like a headache, but like a sensation, and then it goes away. And they bubble up and pop up different places, like my side or whatever, and then it goes away. Um, One of the most interesting times that I used it was when I had it in a dark room and I was kind of meditating. I was just sitting there, and I had it on my body regular, and then I put it on my foot. And when I put it on like the bottom of my foot, which I had done before, but I think this was the first time without a sock. And so I was sitting there, and it was the end of my session already, maybe like 3 more minutes to go. But during that 3 minutes, I started to see spots. And I thought maybe I'm just, that's weird. I'm in the dark, it's like there's sun outside, but it's blocked off by a curtain. but like I thought maybe it's just my brain or whatever, and then I waited for it to pass, and then it kept coming, and it got scary a little bit. And then as soon as I took it off my foot and I left the room, I was fine, no spots, nothing. But it was that was one of the most intense reactions that I had, which didn't happen again because I didn't do that again. But I think it was able to help me bring awareness to certain subtle body points that I didn't realize needed attention. And then intuitively, I would put it different places on my body that called for it. I tried my brainstem, I tried crown chakra, solar plexus, a lot of work on my heart chakra, and then back of my back, just different places. And I was emotionally dealing with stress this week, apartment hunting. And so it's always stressful. We looked at maybe 5 units over one weekend, and we were kind of scrambling for a place to live and stuff. But, excuse me, I was able to deal with that in a way that surprised me. I feel like the stress that I would have normally felt would have affected my emotions a lot more. And although I wasn't immune to the stress, I wasn't overcome by it, or I felt like I was able to emotionally regulate a lot easier, which I was impressed. I impressed myself. So, so emotionally that was helpful. And then certain times when I really felt like pain, I would use the Chi Palm, and a couple times, I fell asleep while using it because it's so calming. So, yeah. So overall, I feel more emotionally stable. It reminds me of music therapy in a way, sound therapy. It's all kind of the same waves, and the same way that music makes you change your mood instantly. It's amazing how I would be in a specific mood, and then I would, knowing I'm about to start a session, I'm grumpy, I don't feel good, whatever, using it, start the session and then be really skeptical that I would feel better, because I'm surprisingly a skeptic. But yeah, I would be amazed, just wow, I really am in a different mood. 5 minutes in, starting to feel okay, wow, it's really working. So it's certainly an uplifting mood enhancer as well.
Any other descriptions of the mood, characteristics of the uplifted mood?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone out there imbibes in cannabis, that sort of reminded me of, when you feel good after a puff or two. And just kind of more blissful. Whatever I was worried about didn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. Because I'm more focused on positive energy. But it's mostly just a feeling sensation.
Okay. Anything else you would add? That was a pretty complete description.
Let's see. I did a lot of the blueberry protocol that was recommended. So I specifically went out and bought blueberries, and in the morning I would get up and put my blueberries in a bowl with some baking soda and vinegar and let that sit while I go walk my dog. And by the time I get back, my clean blueberries are ready to eat. And And so I would eat that many times, most of my days during this 2 weeks. And it was very nice and peaceful to just like, in the morning, I'm at my desk looking out my window, morning sun, just came back from outside eating my blueberries, and then having a moment to like be aware of my body and the sensations happening. It's like, as a certified yoga instructor, they talk about how do you get people to have body awareness and how to walk them through, a somatic meditation, a yin session or whatever. And I feel like the device, the Qi Sun, is very helpful in that, because it gives you like a starting point of a reference point of location in your mind. Okay, this is here, so now I'm going to feel here, and then I'm going to start to feel where it branches off and start to feel how it travels through my body. And okay, it's at my head now. Okay, cool, it's all the way down to my feet. Now I'm feeling the culmination vibration, and I get to see what that is. And then what happens when that settles. And then, I'm surprised that, oh wow, it's still going. It hasn't even been 15 minutes yet. And then by the time it ends, it's just like, there's just like stillness. So it's very much like a meditation, and very useful in people who might struggle with those guided somatic body awareness techniques.
A question about the future protocol. You have now used the Qi Sun for 2 weeks, and our plan is for you to leave it here with me and not use it for the next 2 weeks, and then use it again.
Okay. It's exciting.
And so what do you anticipate different over this next 2 weeks?
Well, I did use it more as a relaxing and or focusing tool. So, I mean, I might just switch over to the Qi Palm, but if I didn't have that, I would. It's amazing, because I'm thinking, well, what would I do? Because now I'm like, just realizing. But yeah, I mean, I would have to just sort of, not pantomime it, but like, actually do what a yoga instructor should be able to do, just without it, and just sort of like do a regular meditation session. And I think having used it and having that frame of reference, if I was someone struggling with meditation, I think I would feel more confident doing meditation without anything else. I feel like I would be ready to, like, okay, even if I had never done that before, maybe I'm going to try it now. So
you kept it all in subjunctive, would be ready. We are taking this away from you.
I know. Maybe I'm in denial. What would I do? Well, we'll see. I don't know how to answer it. I don't know.
Good.
We'll see.
Good.
I guess one thing I can add is that I have completely stopped taking my my medicine for anxiety and depression. So during this, I stopped taking it. I've been in talking with my psychiatrist about this, and we were ready to like come to an end, and it was lingering, and then I haven't taken my medicine probably for over a week, and I haven't had any side effects, although I know side effects can come later as well, so we'll see in a month. But yeah, I mean, without another like tool, I would just have to find a replacement, which is maybe going outside and getting like more morning sun directly, doing my journaling anyway, yeah. I don't know if I answered it right.
You answered it. You're spectacular. Do you have any questions that you feel need to be asked?
Yeah, I would say you're going through some paradigm shifts that you've had some insights about recently. How would you say that Chi Sun has been a part of that or part of the catalyst for some of these changes?
That is such a good question because I have made a decision about my direction in school. I was able to recently, like this morning, come to a confident place where I woke up and I felt like, okay, this is why, so let me take action. So it was like bothering me in my intuition, like about my degree. And I was originally going to do agriculture and econ, and all my reasoning was great, but something that I realized was bothering me was, excuse me, how long it would take to it doesn't really matter the reason. I'm changing my degree. It doesn't matter. I'm changing my degree because of like deep seated like things that I had in my subconscious that I was able to shake out and bring to my awareness. And so I feel better having been able to wake up and be like, oh, have an aha moment about why I'm making certain decisions. So my degree is one of them. So I'm switching to a computer science.
Big switch.
Big switch, I know, but it's all connected. But this would be wiser and address my concern of like if anything happened to my body, it would be wise to have a really smart like skill set that I can do where I don't have to like get up and take action physically. Um, so it makes me feel good, and I've always wanted to do it anyway, and I have a specific app that I want to make, so I'm trying, so I want to do all of that. Doesn't mean I don't want to do farming and stuff on my own, but I don't need a degree to necessarily do that. um, anyway, the other thing was, besides the degree, didn't I have another epiphany?
Things about work, things about where to live,
Um,
desire to maybe go to Puerto Rico or
yeah, I
see the
mean,
world.
you know, coming up with just more self realizations. I think the enlightenment part of like the sun symbolism um, is relevant. You know, like I said, it's just shaking out certain things that you know are under the surface, but you can't get access to them, and this sort of like helps those float up to the surface, so you can address it. I'm really trying to think if there was something else, but I can't remember.
So what you describe, maybe you can uh, consider the original claims of the Chi Sun, that it would uh, uh, shake loose the AI, the unconscious programmed um, behaviors, information, all that kind of stuff, and bring in a higher soul level
Frequency.
consciousness
Sure.
that could then reprogram your body. How does your experience relate to that?
Yeah, I feel that whatever you are, whatever disharmony is there, like I said, is recognized once you are using the device. It goes right to that, and it's shaking it out, whether it's physically um, or like consciously, information exchange between like a higher vibration and like programming, subconscious programming. I mean, I'm a hyper aware person. I'm super self aware, but still, I mean, this morning I told him like I can hear myself saying the programming, like beliefs about money specifically, which is it's astrologically is such an interesting alignment for me today. But my belief system about money, I hear myself saying the program, and I hear it and I'm aware of it and I'm like, whoa. So I'm able to like view myself from a third perspective better and not judge myself because I know that, oh, it's like, wow, that's programming. Like I'm aware that that's what it is, so I'm not judging myself for saying it. And I mean, other, I should mention, I remember the other thing, but I should mention too, I had like fascia, like a plantar fasciitis on my right heel when I came in last time. That was another physical thing that has gone away. I don't have it anymore. I used it on my heel that one time, or after that one time where I saw spots, it hasn't hurt at all. I'm like, okay, but that was the session for that. The other thing is, the only other thing that's lingering is like I have to decide about my medicine, so my other medicine for multiple sclerosis, and whether I will continue with that. I would love to sit here and say like I've decided I won't, and I'm sure, right, and I'm gonna make a decision one way and stick with it. But I also know that I do have fears, so I'm still working that out. But I realize too, like whether or not I stop the medicine or keep taking it, it's a fear-based decision. So recognizing that, because I was saying, well, I'm gonna stop taking it because I'm being coerced into taking it, like through fear. And so then I was like, okay, well then I shouldn't take it spiritually. This just makes sense to me. But then me stopping taking it is fear of the effect of it. So I don't know how to reconcile that yet, but it's that's a really tough decision. So
Okay.
yeah, so I just needed more time on that. But other than that, yeah, I've been able to reflect a lot better and keep my emotions more regulated through very rough times. So yeah, unstable times, I
Okay.
guess you could say.
I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else? Or we?
Yeah, I think just more of an observation of somebody using the Chi Sun is like and becoming aware of a lot of things that she knows is latent and dormant in her own psyche, and becoming either becoming aware of them for the first time or like becoming re-aware of them, but being able to take action on them and to be like, oh, I can look at this from different perspectives and see different information and want to take actions in different regards. She was talking about this morning wanting to write apology letters to people in the past, having now realized where, potential errors or mistakes could have been made in interpersonal relationships, friendships, stuff like that. And I feel like closing the loop was a theme this morning that we're talking about, and how to either cut off some feedback loops or to reinforce positive feedback loops. So just becoming aware of like, if in a reprogramming computer hardware situation, you pull back the lid and you can see there's a bunch of cords and cables there. And in this instance, the Chi Sun, I feel like, is illuminating which cables and cords need to be cut, and which cables and cords that should never be cut have been frayed, and how can we resolder those back together in order to get a reactivation and optimum expression of beingness in terms of purpose, fulfillment, joy, direction, fulfilling the universe's mission that we all are on. And I can understand, based off of our previous session, how pharmaceuticals and epigenetics, our external environment, plays a big role in how our brain operates and fires, and therefore our reactions, responses, thoughts, outcomes. And so I see like a raring to go, and it's like an engine that for the first time in 40 years hasn't been started, and it's like kind of loud explosions and backfires, and it's kind of volatile, but there's signs of life brewing there. And I feel like the Chi Sun has like really kickstarted that engine that's been dormant, and it's sputtering and it's, but it's running, it's starting to be more operable, and I think the next step is to figure out how to tune that up to be attuned.
Yeah, I think just
Yeah.
like the hearing someone talk about me always makes me cry. Sorry, but
I was going to ask about the process.
yeah. I have a thing about like being recognized for, so like someone talking about me is like recognizing me, and like it means a lot to me. But anyway, intuition. It's hold on one second. Intuition, I think, is a big part of what you're talking about. Like being able to recognize my intuition better, and like all those dormant things that I've needed to address that's under so many layers, like I'm able to like start to see them again, and oh, there you are, I remember you, like bringing up that letters, like writing apology letters to people, that's something I said years ago, and so it's just weird that it's just like it's still there and now it's coming back out. So it's a lot of deep self-reflection. So yeah.
Okay. Any last comments?
No.
You've done great.